Ford Focus 2012 through 2018, 2-liter Duratec, naturally aspirated engine, EcoBoost swap. Here's my EcoBoost engine out of a 2014 Ford Escape. It's got 157,000 miles on it. 2-liter EcoBoost. It's going into this Focus here. Some of the stuff I am still figuring out as I go, so the series is not going to be as organized as the manual swap series was. For example, I won't have an everything you need video. Moving on here, this Focus does have a 5-speed manual in it from the factory, the MTX75, and that's what I'm going to be trying to put on my EcoBoost engine. You may also consider this video series an ST swap. It's the same engine, except the purpose of this series is to go in as little as possible. I'm not going to rip the whole car apart, put all the dash harness in and the interior harness and all the modules. I'm going to do as little as possible to make it a simple process. So if that interests you, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. So here's where I'm at now. I have a 2012 Ford Focus here that I just bought. It has a blown head gasket in it because it overheated. The water pump failed. I pulled the catalytic converter out. I'm going to have all the videos on everything I do on this car in a playlist called Ford Focus EcoBoost Swap. And pulling the cat out was its own video. Okay. I do have some parts on order, including an ST dual mass flywheel for $199 on Rock Auto, an ST clutch kit from Luck on Rock Auto. I think the two of those are about $350 total combined. And I ordered a slave cylinder for an MTX75 because the slave cylinder that comes with the Focus ST kit is not going to be compatible with this 5-speed manual transmission. So yeah, that's exactly what I said. I'm going to be using an ST flywheel and ST clutch on an MTX75 5-speed. So in theory, I mean, we'll see how this goes, but you might be able to use that on your 2-liter Duratec as well and save some money. I know it's a $1,000 flywheel. Oh, and I did order a brand new turbocharger for this engine as well. A male turbocharger off of eBay. M-A-H-L-E. I assume that's male. This used engine here off of eBay also did come with Kia Hyundai ignition coils. I found that pretty interesting. So I did some research and found out that the 2-liter Duratec ignition coils are supposedly the exact same part number. So I could swap these over. They've got 220,000 miles on these coils. Well, the whole car does, but that's an option for me there. Let's go ahead and find out real quick if these bolt right over. By the way I'm going to do the videos in this series, some of them are going to be set up for you people at home. For example, I had the catalytic converter removal video in there on its own because I figured that would come in handy for you guys. As well as one of my next videos is going to be removing the Focus 5-speed manual and doing a clutch job. So that's coming up here soon as well. Is it bad that I'm putting 200,000 mile coils on this new, to me, engine? That thing was in there. Twist and pull. Oh my goodness. This engine needed a valve cover gasket. Yuck. Look at all that mess. All right, let's see if this fits. Like I said, just trying things as far as I go here. Trying things as I go. All right. Yeah, she's the same. Bolt hole lines up. Rock Auto was right. It's the same part number. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of dielectric in these boots and stuff all 4 in there. I did just put 4 new NGK ruthenium plugs in this engine. And this is probably going to be temporary here. I'm not going to keep these high mileage nasty coils in my new engine for too long. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Ugh. Now, since these coils are interchangeable, if you guys have a Focus ST, going to the junkyard, finding a low mileage Duratec Focus, getting these off there for a fraction of the price, getting OEM coils that way, that's probably the best way to go about getting new coils instead of getting aftermarket ones. Go ahead and lube these up here. And yes, my new engine here didn't have oil down in the holes there, so I'm good there. And I can go ahead and swap over those 8mm bolts as well, because I think these bolts came off of a Kia as well. 10mm. think the threads are a little burnt on that one. Oh well, it's temporary, just get the engine running. Oh, and if you guys are curious, I do believe this engine was well maintained. Just a second. Yeah, she's clean in there. And I pulled the dipstick out. There's not a bit of varnish down this thing at all. Normally, if it's missed a few oil changes, you'll see some browning along the dipstick in there, but I think this one's had a good life. I put this Motorrad water outlet on this thing on the back of the engine here. I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous about it because it felt really light and really, maybe not as strong as the OEM. I don't know. I'm used to the Duratec one, so I can't say for sure, but I've got that on there, and I've got a thermostat on order as well. Thermostat housing. Map sensor's broken. You guys want me to take you along with me to the junkyard this week? See what I pull off there? I'll definitely have a video out of me putting the turbocharger on and all the lines and the feed and return line. And I also do have a new filter for the turbocharger. I'll show you how to put that in. Oh, and another thing that swaps over from the Duratec is the water pump. Apparently the water pump's the same part number for the 2-liter Duratec. So I'm going to swap over the one he just put on this engine that's in the red car now. Another key point here is that the AC compressor is a different part number. You'll have to get an AC compressor, and the alternator is a different part number as well. So that's another thing you'll have to get at the junkyard. Would it be kind of dirty of me to get drive belts at the junkyard too? I mean, I'm already there. No, what kind of person would do that? Me, I would do that. Just checking over the rest of the engine here, making sure there's no other damaged sensors. Well, what do you guys say we go ahead and get the front bumper off of here? Get better access to the radiator and all that, because that's going to all have to come out. By the way, on eBay, there's a brand new intercooler for $59. Can you believe that? That's what I ordered. I'll let you know how that goes. Unbolt the headlights, or a Torx 30. I need new headlights, don't I? I might get me some of those aftermarket smoked headlights off of eBay for 90 bucks. I don't know. As long as the budget doesn't go too crazy here. Got all 4 of those out. Oh yeah, I might want to get the headlights out now. These connectors suck to get off. Pardon my language. What I've had luck with in the past is getting a hook underneath, or like a little pick underneath the inside of there and pulling up on the release from in here, because it doesn't really want to work this way. Either that or I'm just silly and I don't know what I'm doing here. Well, that's broken. You see how this works here is this release. This is the way it was in here. It's a little square that kind of pops into this little notch right here, little nub, kind of like that. And then you push down on the back, and it's supposed to pull up and pivot like that so you can slide it off, but it just gets kind of locked up and doesn't want to move, so it's probably going to break, but don't worry, the connectors themselves hang on here pretty well. See? Pretty tough to get off. Here's a good view of it here. This connector completely broke apart. You can sort of see how it kind of sits in that notch there. Come on, release, darn you. All right, guy, I wasn't asking. Gotcha. See that? Now slide back. Uh-oh, it just broke. Bye. Next thing I'm going to do here is come along the sides of the fenders. There's going to be a couple of screws, one right here, and one down on the bottom. And if you come along the bottom here, there's going to be some screws, another Torx 30 here, and over here. Separate this out of here. And along the bottom here, there's more Torx on the bottom. 1, 2. Okay, I'm just missing a few, but that is some weird angles. That's the bottom of the car there. It does seem as though there's a couple of 10 millimeters holding this black thing up this way. You break those loose and it'll give you more clearance to pop this out. And on each side of the car, on the edge of the bumper, there's a push pin retainer. Right here. Kind of like on the top where you pull down and slide her on out. On each side, there's a pin like that. You see this thing right here? Pull up, slide out. Same right here, it's just underneath the headlights. Pull up, slide out. It does appear that I need to take this Torx 30 out, along with that Torx 30. There they are. And there you have it, boys. Okay. Don't forget to disconnect all them wires first. So here we go. Looks like I was missing some of the push pins that hold that bottom shield to the bumper. Mouse nest. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Wonderful. Excellent condition, like new. I do think these lower grill shutters and this thing right here has to come off to make room for the charge air cooler. I'll see how it's all set up on the Escape that I pull the parts off of this week at the junkyard. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start draining the cooling system and call it a wrap on this video. Stay tuned for the next in the series. Maybe next I'll go ahead and get this monstrosity off of here, the whole front end, where it bolts here. And then also take it off here and the front bumper itself right here. Kind of open everything up, easier to work on. Alright, let me know what you think, guys. Are you as excited as me to put a 2-liter turbo in this naturally aspirated Focus? Oh, what a mess. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you like it. Bye-bye.